Let's talk about something important.
Are they all here?
All but one.
Well, I'm going anyway.
Let's talk about something important.
You know, it actually feels really good to be back out here. I didn't like the place that I lived, but I liked the fucking area. Like, it was a really nice... I used to live... Okay, well, let's just go ahead and start talking about it, because we're getting kind of close. Right after I give this guy a nice asada, I used to live in a town called Coppell, Texas. Surrounded by really nice towns, as you can see. It's all super nice around here. There's like almost no fucking crime. I think the last time I checked, and that was years ago, the average household income for Coppell was like $112,000 a year. We did not fit that average. 7 years ago, 8 years ago now actually, when I first moved there, it was, I would call it more of like a mobile home community. It was nice. It was actually really nice. For a trailer park, it was a very nice trailer park. We have our own pool. I guess that was really it. That was really the only amenity. But it was still a very nice place to live. It was quiet. It was clean. It was a decent place. Over the years, it steadily declined. The tenants who moved in to replace the tenants who moved out continued to be of a lower and lower caliber of person, quality of person, I would say. More trashy people moved in over the years. On top of that, maintenance was never really done on the place. Like, every year, you know, you need to do stuff with the roads and make sure there's no potholes and keep this clean and keep the lines clean and all this other maintenance that you need to do to a housing development, whether it be an actual housing development or a trailer park. None of it was ever done, but the rent kept going up. Oh, better believe they raised the rent every year. Now, at first it was all right. There was a company called ARC owned the trailer park, and they did all right. Like, they were all right in my book. Rent was still super cheap back then, and it was good. But then ARC sold the park to a company called Yes, the YES property management, or whatever the fuck they're called, and they sucked. That's when the rent started going up every single year. Started going up. The park never. It's not like they ever did any improvements to the park to justify raising the rent for everybody, but they raised the rent for everybody regardless. Oh, I'm going. Ow! And, you know, it just, my trailer also kind of just followed suit with the rest of the park. It just started to deteriorate and get worse and worse and worse. We eventually ran into the problem of, like, leaks, and the roof leaked. So what had happened was, no, there was a storm, and it knocked a branch off of a tree. I had to get the roof repaired, and hired some people to do it under the insurance, and it's like they did a really shitty job. They started getting leaks, and you know, as more and more storms go by, the leaks get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Yeah, I got to the point to where when it rains, you got to put like a half a dozen pots and pans out to catch all the water, and you know, and then we get to the other problems with the place. Like, you know, it's just a trailer, so it's poorly built. It's all made out of like cardboard and matchsticks and cheap linoleum tile that's peeling up, and carpet strips that are peeling up, and cheap carpet, and like the water pipes. Wasada, the water pipes are fucking plastic, and so they break very easily with some age. But then on top of the leaking, because that was pretty bad. I mean, that was really bad, because it also created a lot of mold, and there's a lot of mold damage. There's a lot of mold that we had to deal with, and it's really bad for your fucking health. But then the heater broke, and that was like the last straw. That was the last straw. We had to get out. I know I've said this in another video when I first moved, but that was it. Like, we couldn't stay. And even if I fixed the heater, like, I am certain that this summer the AC unit would have finally gone out, because it was in bad shape too. It was, I mean, I had that thing limping along through the last 3 summer seasons. I don't even know how I got it to last that long. We had to get out of there. And you know, I am so glad we got out of there. But there's some shit that I miss living over in this area. Like I said, and as you notice through this whole time, it's like, it's a really nice fucking area. So, like, where we lived, like I said, was a trailer park, and it's like smushed up. So the way Coppell works is like on this outside edge of the town here, on kind of because we're right, you see all the planes going overhead, you're like right next to DFW International Airport, and the southwest edge of the town is like all warehouses, and our trailer park is basically smashed like as far over to the warehouse district as it can be, and it's like gated off with a big, you know, big brick walls and stuff, so you can't see the shitty houses in there. Like, they went through a lot of trouble to even get a trailer park to be allowed in this town. Maybe I get something at the Coppell Deli, you know? Maybe I go to shit, I don't know, you know, I could do whatever. I could go eat some ass. That sounds pretty tasty. I mean, I'm hungry. I could eat some ass. Well, let's go in here and pretend like I live here. Alright, so welcome to the Golden Triangle. So we got the pool, which is still fucking dirty and closed. They still haven't cleaned it. And you know, like, that's not a slight on the maintenance dude here. Because the maintenance dude here, like, it's just the one, and he's underpaid. Like, they pay him fucking minimum wage and let him have a free lot rent. It's a bum deal, and he's supposed to do all this shit with like no budget to do any of it. So I don't blame him for any of this shit, man. He's overworked and underpaid. But like all these fucking potholes in the road and shit, like they never fix them. Wasada. And then like, oh yeah, there was worse shit. So like, we also ran into the situation where it was like, the house on this corner here, their sewage would back up and then start leaking, and then like go down the fucking street and like leak through the street and shit. Oh, so they moved it. All right, so we got a new house here. This was my old neighbor's house, and it looks like she's moved out too. And now we got a new trailer here, new people moving in. You know, good for them. I got a new trailer over there. It looks real nice. I'm sure they'll love it when their neighbors start up their fucking fiesta all loud and shit. I feel bad for the people that just moved in there. Like, they've got a nice trailer that looked like a nice lady, and she probably doesn't even realize that her fucking neighbors are trashy shitheads who listen to their music too loud. And because it's like there's no fucking consideration or thought to the fact that like we live in trailers where like they're paper thin walls, so like music with tons of bass might not be the best thing. But that's it. That's where I used to live, is a trailer park. I mean, you know, and in all reality, like, that's not that bad, you know. Like, I know there's plenty of people who could see that and be like, dude, you didn't have to worry about getting shot or stabbed or robbed when you went through there just now. It's like, okay, yeah, you know, I mean, it's not that bad. But like, it's just a fucking ripoff, dude. And also to like see the decline of it, because I mean, you think it's fine now. You should have seen it 8 fucking years ago when I first moved in. It was amazing. Like, it was nice enough that I started a garden out there, and like we had a really nice community, and like all up and down the street, everybody knew each other's names, and it's fantastic. It's a good time. The sewage running down the street, that was always a low point. That seemed to happen at least once a year, And it was always in the summer, because that's the best time to have sewage run down the street, is when it's super hot outside and the sun can kind of start to cook it, you know, cook all the human shit and then make it smell, you know, more. It's good times. It's really good times. This here is another piece that I really miss about where I used to live, is this park, Wagon Wheel Park. Shit is fucking dope. Such a great park. Like, I could go out here and go for a jog like every single day. I mean, like 5 days out of the week, I'm probably spending at least an hour of my day over here, whether it's just for lunch or to unwind at the end of the day or to go jogging in the morning. You know, it's like I was over here. I fucking loved it. I miss it. I miss a lot of this stuff. I guess I haven't really looked hard enough, but I haven't been able to find a park like close to my house that's kind of like that. Well, I got a little error. Woo. Yeah. You know what else YouTube likes? Me talking about drinking beer. You know what? It's fucking delicious. I'm gonna drink it. Okay? What should I do? Should I admit that I'm the bad guy? What should I do? Oh shit, Scooter Brothers! This is where I'm gonna leave you guys. Until next time, Scooter Brothers! Oh, and cut.
The world's about to be destroyed. There's no point getting all annoyed. Lie back and let the planet dissolve around you. Despite those nets of tuna feet, we thought that most of you were sweet. So long, so long, so long, so long, so long, so long, so long.